Warning, this video contains strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, my hooked honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. If you're new here, my name is Leanne, and Hooked is basically where we do some crochet projects together and talk about some true crime. So, y'all, my birthday is Sunday. Turn up, turn up, turn up, right? So, I am making my birthday dress. Like, I'm going to crochet me a little birthday dress, right? So, I've already started, well, low key finished the skirt part, right? And I got this like super cute brown purse. I'm pretty sure it's like the darker brown that's in there. So I wanted to do something to match that purse. So I'm using this yarn as my little, splash of color. And then I'll be using black. And this is like, it says black on there, right? But it's more of like a off black, like a faded black. I really like that part. So yeah, I'm gonna be using those yarns. And so yeah, I did the skirt, and then this is kind of the middle piece, like my little stomach area part, right? And then I'll be crocheting the top part to it. So we'll go ahead and do that part together. And we also will be talking about the case of 22-year-old David Manning, who literally just showed up to work. That's all. He just showed up to work. And unfortunately, his life was ended on January 13th, 1984. So, yep, we taking it back. So for the top part, I'm basically just making cups. So I chain 10, of course, skip that first stitch, go into the second stitch from the loop or from the hook, my bad. And then you'll single crochet all the way up. All right, so once you get to the last stitch, you'll put 3 single crochets there. And then you'll just go down that side, making sure that you have the same number of stitches on the that you did on this side on this side. So not counting the 3, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna go down 8. We'll have something like this. I am actually going to, I actually wanted to do that in black. We'll be back. All right, and we're back. So this is what we have here with black, right? And we can't forget our tradition. We have to light our crochet candle. Duh. Oh, the pops. We love the pops. Okay, so from here, you did your 3 at the 9th stitch. So you have 8 going down, chain 1, and you'll continue, go all the way down. And this time you won't have 8, you should have 9, right? So you'll go down those 9 stitches. Then once you get to that top stitch, you'll put 3 single crochets in there. 1, 2, 3. And then you'll do 9 single crochets going back down. And you'll just continue to do that until you get it as big as you want it. So let's get into this story. At around 9 p.m. on January 13th, Joseph Lewis Clark entered a gas station in Toledo with a gun drawn, like he was ready. He ordered David, who was the cashier at the gas station of the time, he had ordered David to give him the money in the register. And if you've ever worked in like a retail store or any kind of store, I feel like they tell you just give the robber what they want. It's not worth your life. Like if they're stealing, don't chase these people out the store. Like it's literally not worth your life. And that's what David did. He complied. He gave Joseph the money out of the register. Well, this did not please Joseph at all. He claimed that that wasn't all of the money. At this point, David tried to give Joseph an envelope, and bam, that is when Joseph shot David. Honey, this man got away with about $60. Like, my guy, was it worth it? You just took a whole life. So on January 16th, 1984, Joseph was arrested after allegedly committing a robbery and assault in an Ohio bank. The arresting officer found a 32 caliber revolver in Joseph's pocket, and this was the same kind of gun that killed David in the gas station robbery slash murder. The next day, Joseph was aware that he was a suspect in David's murder, and he tried to hang himself in the jail cell. Well, of course, this caused him to be sent to the hospital, but on January 23rd, he was released and taken into police custody, where he was read his Miranda rights. Well, my hooked honeys, this is where Joseph confessed, right? He confessed that he was the one that killed David at the gas station in Toledo. So, get this, y'all. There was a psychiatrist that testified at trial on Joseph's behalf. This man never examined Joseph. All he did was review the medical records that Joseph had when he was sent to the hospital after his suicide attempt. He also reviewed some of his juvenile records, other police documents, and based on that and also his IQ of 75, this psychiatrist said that Joseph suffered from an acute brain damage and chronic impairment of his mental functioning at the time of his confession. So, y'all know what he's trying to say, right? He was basically trying to say that Joseph didn't mean to confess to David's murder. Needless to say, that didn't work. And Joseph's confession was introduced at trial, as it should have been. Joseph was charged with aggravated murder and was sentenced to be executed, right? Execution. Now, there were some people that weren't happy with Joseph getting the death penalty, and one of those people just so happened to be David's brother, Michael Manning. So, Michael was basically saying that being put to death is not punishment, which I do totally understand and agree with. And in the case of like this situation, I feel Joseph got the easy way out. I feel that he should have spent his life in prison. But of course, the execution still happened and it took place on May 2nd of 2006, and Joseph was 57 years old at the time, right? So y'all, tell me why it took 90 minutes, a whole 90 minutes to execute this man. So the execution took so long because the prison officials had difficulty finding a vein to insert the, the catheter or whatever. So it took the team 22 minutes to find a vein in Joseph's arm. And after a few minutes, his vein burst and his arm began to swell. But this didn't stop him, right? This did not stop the execution team. So it took them about 30 minutes to find another vein. During this time, witnesses say they heard groans, screams, and gurgling noises from Joseph. He was pronounced dead about 93 minutes after his execution had started. Do you guys want to finish this with me? Why not? So, did you guys hear about the case of Curtis Jack?
He picked up 2 bottles of breast milk from the mother of his child who was still in the hospital after having the baby. The baby was with her mom, so the grandmother. He dropped the breast milk off to the grandma, and after the baby got like really sick, critically ill, but she did survive. Come to find out, this man put antifreeze in the milk bottles. Yes, antifreeze. So yeah, we're gonna have to get into that case. But let's get back to what we're doing here.
So this is what I've got right here. It's, it's pretty good, but I'm actually not going to wear mine like that. I'm going to actually do it like this or whatever. So I just have to do the other one and then stitch everything together and do the straps. And yeah, birthday dress will be ready. Oh, my hooked honeys, that was the story of David Manning and how his life was tragically ended. If you want to see the finished product of my birthday dress, follow me on Instagram at hookedwtruecrime and make sure you subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesday. Love y'all. Bye.